Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day, and welcome to the Fastcast, your weekly podcast of everything football, fantasy predictions, bets, news, you name it. We have it all here every single Thursday at 8 a.m. We're going to be right here at the Fastcast at YouTube. And today, I'm joined here, and actually, for the first time ever, we have a duo back. Brother
Yay!
Caleb is back on the podcast.
Brother Caleb.
We have
the
some
absolute GOAT legend, the absolute maniac with the pick'ems, the one you missed because if you followed my bets from the previous year or from my guest appearance earlier, you know that I have already won you so much money. You're welcome, and I'm back.
He has hit some crazy whoopsie daisies in the one podcast on Thanksgiving Day that he has entered in. He's back though for the show for this one. Unfortunate news: our other cast members, Mr. Nick and Mr. Chris T, will be no longer with us for the remaining month of the season. But that's okay. Whether I'm here solo or Caleb joins us for the next couple, 3-4 weeks, we're going to continue on the show. As always, 8 a.m. Fastcast. You know where to find us. We're going to keep it entertaining for you, all the folks. We're going to hop right into the last week of the NFL 2025-2026 season. We have a couple one-seed games, win it, you're in, lose it, you're out kind of situations. Actually, I think the Tampa Bay game, if they win, they still need the Saints to win. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Is that true?
I
actually
think
didn't know
so.
that.
I think the Saints have to beat the Falcons. Even if the Panthers lose and the Falcons win, I think they're still in. I think that's kind of a weird situation there, but basically it's winner take all. We'll see what happens in that game. It's going to be our first Saturday game coming up. But playoffs, big question. How big of an advantage and how much does it matter seeding-wise of having a home field game in the playoff situation?
I mean, realistically, it depends. I mean, you have the situation I'm looking at, like right now, the AFC North, with like the Steelers and the Ravens and whatnot. And you know, I'm sorry to all the Steelers fans, but like, that's kind of they're not playoff or Super Bowl like contenders, really. I mean, you know, you kind of, but you see them at the 4 seed. They have the home field advantage for the first game, but do they really have an advantage? Because I don't know. So I think it really depends on the team, but I mean, it's the home field. I mean, that's your home crowd. You know how loud it can get, especially in some certain stadiums. I know my Bills Mafia likes to get really loud for home games, so of course that's a huge advantage defensively when the offense can't hear anything that's happening. So yeah, I mean, I think it is a pretty big advantage to have, but at the end of the day, it's whoever plays better football and whoever shows up and plays better football. Doesn't matter the location for some.
That was going to be my point, because if you're an actual Super Bowl team,
right?
First of all, the Super Bowl is on a neutral field, so you're both away, kind of technically in a way. But when you're playing, yeah, Vegas gives the ghost 3 points to the home team.
Right.
But think about it as the 4 seed Steelers or Ravens. Winner takes this division. We'll get to that later when we talk about the game, because they're playing for the playoffs in their matchup week 18. But being the 5 seed going in there, is that really an advantage? Same thing over on NFC side. Panthers, Buccaneers, are these really playoff caliber teams? Home team, home field, is that really gonna matter against even like say the Rams coming in to Tampa? Is Is that like home field going to give you the edge in that game? I feel like at this point, when you get into a playoff situation, these are the elite top teams. I think the better team's going to win every time.
I agree. I mean, if you're a true Super Bowl winner, you have to be able to win away the games. I mean, think of the Super Bowl itself. It's a completely away field for both teams, so you kind of have to be used to that environment. And I mean, you play half your games in away stadiums, so if you're truly a Super Bowl contender, you have to win away games. That's 100%.
Other side of the token, though, crowd does get kind of rowdy. You know, it's the last game of the year, quote unquote. You know, win or lose, you go home. So yeah, the crowd knows that they're in for it. Tickets prices are a little bit higher. You know, you're gonna get crazy in those games. So
absolutely, yeah.
But here's what I say. I say let's hop right into the games, guys.
I agree. Let's fucking do it.
Week 18.
Let's get your money, you guys.
Saturday.
Or no.
We're going to Tampa, and it's for the division, for the win. You know, Saints and Falcons games have a lot of say in this. I believe that's the case. We could do a little boop maybe later, but I believe if the Panthers win, they're in. And if the Bucs win, I think they need the Saints to win as well. I don't know how that boils down, strength of schedule or division or however that ends up being down. But I believe basically whoever's going to win this game is going to make it. In Tampa, Tampa's actually favored -2.5.
Which is wild to me.
I think so too, because man, they have not been playing good football.
No, they have not.
The
They
back
have done
half,
an absolute colossal collapse.
Collapse.
This back half.
It's
Collapse.
a Baker collapse. It's a team collapse. Injuries, you name it. Everything has happened to this team. They just lost to Miami last week. I don't know if they can win a football game. Like, even if the division game, play tough, always keep it close. Say they kick a field goal the last second of the game, somehow a 60-yarder goes in. The thing that I'm looking at is going into the playoffs, who looks like the more competitive team, and I think it's Carolina right now. I think they look like the better team, the more competitive team, the one that's going to put up a more of a fight going into the playoffs. All that being said, give me Tampa -2.5. I think for some reason, I feel like for some reason they're gonna win this game, and they're gonna have like a first round blowout, almost like the Cowboys did to end Tom Brady's career, going in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh.
The Carolina already beat them. I feel like this division game is just gonna be split. Gut read. I think Tampa wins the game. And who knows? Maybe even the Falcons win, the Panthers still make it. But I still feel like, even though my hot take from the beginning of the year, Panthers win the division, Jags win the division, Bears win the division, which is all 3 out of 3, 100% hit. I'm always right. I'm never wrong. I've never been wrong in my whole entire life. This could boil down to this game, Tampa at home. I'm taking a -2.5.
I mean, I can't lie. I did not expect that in the slightest. However, you know, anything could happen. You know, it's for the playoffs. You never know what a team is going to start bringing. And I could see it too, but I don't know. I think Carolina hasn't been playing awful. I think they've actually had a kind of a reverse of what Tampa Bay is going through right now. I just think they're the hotter team, and I think that's what it's going to boil down to. I also think that their defense is extraordinarily better than Tampa Bay defense, and I think they can hold their own. I think they're going to win this game. It's kind of weird, you know, Vegas having the collapsing team winning. So, you know, that's a little concerning always to see for me. But I am just going to rock with Carolina here with the +2.5.
Beautiful. And now let's head to another division game, which I believe is for the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think
so.
whoever wins this game is the number 1 seed and gets the bye week in the first round of the playoffs. It's going to be Seahawks at San Francisco 49ers. Now, I have been saying I don't believe in the 49ers. I think they're a bad team, too many injuries. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, what a coach. I mean, no one. I'm gonna kind of give and take here. He is an S tier coach, but they did have a very lucky, very easy path to the record they're in. They had the easiest schedule in the whole entire league. But all of that, I mean, against these, even the back half, the last couple tough opponents, Bears, they just took down the Bears, which I thought looked like an actual Super Bowl contender. Incredible game. Came down once again. Caleb Williams, last pass of the game, 4th down, goal line, and you just, the last play of the game kind of situation. But hey, the 49ers, give them credit. They beat what I thought to be a Super Bowl contending team. They are actually the dogs at home, +1.5. The Seahawks are favored. Now I'm actually going to take that as a pick 'em. I'm going to take the Seahawks to win this game. Give me a -1.5. Although Sam Darnold, prime time questions, can he really perform the spotlight? Past couple games, give it the Rams. Couple turnovers. Seahawks, I think, are the highest turnover team so far this year. But I think they get it done in San Fran. I'm going to stand by that they're not as strong as everyone thinks, but give them credit. They have been playing pretty incredible for the amount of injuries and roster and all these changes that they have throughout the year. So, but yeah, I think this will be a close game. Pick 'em game. Give me Seahawks -1.5.
I like it. This is gonna be a potential game of the week here. I think. I mean, this is number 1 seed type material. This is if one of the other was an AFC, this would be a potential Super Bowl contending matchup. So it's gonna be a really good football game to watch, regardless of the result here. But coming down the stretch, I especially even in the playoffs, I'm a big fan of the who's hot. And pardon my coughs too. I'm coming back from a cruise. I must have picked something up. I don't even know. But anyways, I'm a big fan of whoever's hot going into this final stretch of games. And even with all the injuries, like you had mentioned, I think the 49ers have just been extremely hot. They've been a phenomenal looking football team, putting up 42 points against that Super Bowl contending Bears team. And I mean, this is a great football team. The Seahawks too, what Sam Darnold and like JSN and that team has done too. I mean, I don't think anyone at the beginning of the year saw them as this type of caliber of a team, but they shaped out to be an incredible. I mean, one of the best, if not the best, in the NFC or the NFL right now. And so yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is a tough matchup, but I'm going to go ahead and take the underdog again. I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers to win this at home.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. All right, let's move on to the actual Sunday games. Another I think these are all divisional games. I'm pretty sure for the last week.
I think so, yeah. Yep, last week. Yep.
Set it up. We're going to the Colts and Texans. Now, I think there's still a division chance, maybe, if the Jags happen to lose and the Texans win, kind of thing. Can they win the 4 seed, win the 3, whatever it is for the division? But man, the Texans have been absolutely heating up. I think they're on a massive win streak. To me, one of the hottest teams in the league right now. They're playing their best football, and this is exactly what you want to do heading into. They've already clinched a playoff spot heading into Week 18. The Colts, I think they're sitting old Phillip Rivers. They've already been eliminated. Uh, I really don't see anything else happening than this minus 10-5 spread. Their defense still one of the best in the league. Their offense seemingly starting to get up a run game. CJ Stroud starting to sling it. I think I'm honestly going to take the minus 10-5, although a lot of points in a divisional game. I think they're mixing around QBs. Colts are pretty much done for the year. They know that, and they're just going to kind of have a let's see what happens kind of game for the last week. Let's go out and have fun. It might even look like the Pro Bowl skills challenge game for them out there. Let's just run some crazy plays. Give me the Texans minus 10-5. They still have something to play for this game.
You know, I'm just going to go out here and completely agree with you. I think the Houston Texans have the greatest defense in the league. I think they are also the hottest team in the league. I'm not going to go against my words. I'm going with the hottest teams right now coming into this final stretch. And if you're talking about hottest teams, the Texans have like an 8-game win streak right now. They have just been on an absolute tear. Their defense has carried them so far, and I think that's going to continue to happen. And the Colts, like you said, juggling quarterbacks. They're like on their third string. They're done with old man Rivers. Couldn't get it done. And talking about collapse too, the Colts started at like 7-1, and now they're out of the playoffs, which is like statistically impossible. But here we are. But yeah, I think the Texans, have a lot to play for, especially because they can claim that. I think pretty sure they can claim their division, if I'm not mistaken. And so yeah, I think it's going to be a Texans game to win here, and I think they're going to win it pretty big, minus 10.5 as well.
All right, that brings us to the other teams in the division, the Jags and the Titans. Now, do the Jags have a whoopsie daisy and kind of lose here and lose the? They've both clinched the playoffs at this point, but they're playing for the division home field game going into the playoffs. Can they lose to the Titans? It's a minus 12.5 in Jacksonville. Yeah, no, I don't see it happening. I mean, to be honest, Trevor Lawrence has been arguably like the hottest quarterback in the league right now.
Hey yo,
This team has been going crazy. Also playing their best football at the best time of the year. They're on a high. I have seen no dip in this team. They've just been continuously playing great football. I think they absolutely take care of business. No problem here. Give me a minus 12 against the Titans at home to solidify the division win.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I agree with you that Trevor Lawrence is the hottest in the NFL. I mean, I know he's got some great hair, but no, I'm just kidding. No, he has been playing some great football though, for sure. And the Jacksonville Jaguars also are kind of on this stretch where they look incredible. They look like they're ready for the playoffs, and they're playing against the Tennessee Titans, who are, have been fighting for the first pick in the draft. So, on paper, it looks like Jacksonville Jaguars should easily run away with this game, but for some reason, I think it's going to be a little closer than an absolute wipe here. And so I don't know, gut read. I'm not going to go as far as to say it's going to be whoopsie daisy. I think that is very crazy, but I think it's going to be a closer game than the spread. So I'm going to go with the 12.5, the plus 12.5 for the Tennessee Titans.
Keeping them with 12. I like it.
Yep, I think so.
I like the call. All right, let's go to a no contest kind of game. Both out of the playoffs, NFC East. My Dallas Cowboys visiting New York, the Giants. Minus 3.5 for the Cowboys going in. I don't think this is any like starter implication. They're both out of it. They're both starting all their starters. Cowboys still playing to win. Giants in absolute shambles. Do they only have 2 wins on the year?
I think they have.
That's kind of crazy.
I think they have 3. Do they have 3 or do they have
They just beat the Raiders last week. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I think Dak in control of the division. I mean, I think we absolutely smoke him this game. To be honest, I don't think it's going to be a contest. Pretty much nothing to say. These are no contention teams, so just give me my Cowboys minus 3.5 for this one.
I'm gonna completely agree. I think this is a tale of two not great defenses, but Dak he's still on top of that leaderboard for most passing yards in the league, as he usually is. I think this Dallas offense has no questions. I think it's still a very solid offense. Unfortunately, with injuries and with their defense, it hasn't been a great year, but I still think they're a solid team overall, and I think they're gonna easily beat the Giants this game.
We should be a solid team, and you know what? We just released Trevon Diggs today,
I saw that.
Which I
Yeah.
think opens up a little bit of cap space for us to re-sign George. I think that was the move to go. Good riddance to him. I mean, he hasn't been good for a couple of years now, so maybe next year
It
is
was
our
that
year.
injury, I think.
Yep,
The
that's
ACL injury.
exactly what did it.
Killer. Yep.
But yeah, next year is our year for sure, right?
Yeah.
There we go. All right, we're going to the next game. We're going to the Ohio games. Cleveland versus Cincinnati. Bengals at home. They're actually favored minus 7.5. My gosh, that's over a touchdown, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Last game of the week, both out of contention as well. Myles Garrett is still. We thought he was going to do it last week against the current record holder T.J. Watt against the Steelers. He didn't get it done. He's still one sack away from beating the record. Does he get it done against this absolutely horrible O-line in the Bengals offense? I think he does. And you know what else? I think they definitely keep it within a touchdown. I'm taking the Browns, not so much of a whoopsie daisy, but give me the plus 7.5 spread. I think they keep it within a touchdown. Bengals probably still win the game. Also, one of these games that really don't matter. They're just going to pretty much go out to have a great last week of the NFL season. But yeah, I think the Browns keep it competitive. I think Myles does break the record this year. Hopefully he does. I mean, he deserves it. What a great year he's had. But yeah, I'm taking this spread for the Browns here.
Yeah. I mean, he's always at the top of that list, but this year it's just absolutely crazy. I mean, record-breaking stuff. It's kind of crazy how he's been one sack away for like 3 games now.
Right.
I'm just glad he didn't get it against the Bills, because I probably would have cried a little bit deeply on the inside. Anywho, I think you're exactly right. They're just gonna kind of go out and play football and divisional matchup. It's they're always, you really never know what's gonna happen. But I think the Bengals are just a much better team at this point, and I don't really trust the Browns offense to do anything, even though the Bengals defense isn't that great. I think I do also agree. I think he's going to get that sack record this game, but they're definitely not going to win the game. I'm actually just going to rock with the Bengals. I'm going to go with the minus 7.5.
Beautiful. Let's head on. Let's continue. Let's go on to the Green Bay Packers against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this is a crazy line to me. The Vikings are favored by minus 6.5 at home against the Green Bay. Now, we do know the injury bug has hit the Packers. Parsons is out. Jordan Love is out. Is Christian Watson even out? I mean, their whole team is basically going down the injury hill. They've been performing not as well as we knew the Packers would be. They do have a clinched playoff spot, though. So this could be a situation where the starters come into play. We know we're not going to improve our seeding no matter win or lose this game. Let's rest everyone that we have, and this tends to happen a lot in the last couple weeks of the season. But in this situation, knowing next week is do or die, go home, there's no reason to play any starters with no improving seating position. So I think this is exactly why the line set it. Vikings last game of the season, no matter what, why it's so high. I still think the Packers keep it within 6.5 though, even with their second stringers. So I think they keep it competitive. Give me the plus 6.5. It's always hard betting on the last week here, so I mean you really never know. But I think this is a game. Why it's set this is because, yeah, no one's going to be playing on the Packers. They're going to rest them all, but still give me in the points. I think they keep it within the touchdown.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Minnesota Vikings have not been playing terrible, as Nine's been doing all right. I know he was a big meme, but they've been doing okay for this past stretch. Of course, they're already out of the playoffs, and like you said, Green Bay more than likely going to be setting their starters. So, but Malik Willis has been playing fantastic, and I think it's going to be a kind of closer game than many believe. And so, yeah, I'm actually going to agree with you. I'm going to go the 6-5 as well.
Beautiful.
For the Packers.
I love it. Let's go to the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, this could be implication of some playoff teams. Not these two in particular, but as mentioned before, I think the Saints have to win for the Bucs to get it in. But Falcons at home, minus 3.5. I think the Vikings are on a very good win streak here. Or not the Saints are on a very good win streak here. Shuck has been playing lights out. Looks like a good team. We talked about this last week. Let me get your take on this too, because I asked Mr. Chris T and Nick. Do you think heading into the last few weeks of the season can carry over into the 2026 season? Meaning, for example, the Panthers, they got lit. They're on fire. They had no playoff hopes at all, but they won their last 3-4 games. Does that carry over into the next season? Or is this kind of like the Saints? They're playing, they're winning a lot, but next year they're going to be back to the old Saints. Do you think hype carries over or not?
I think it could. I think it. I mean, every game that you play, especially Shuck being a rookie, I think you build a certain amount of experience with every game that you play. And with experience and how well he's been doing, obviously there's going to be a little bit of confidence that comes along with that. And so, building up a rap sheet of wins towards the end of the season, I think definitely can build confidence. But it depends on roster changes. They're kind of in a little bit of a rebuild, of course, obviously, and so there's going to be a lot of roster moves. But I think it's highly important, especially if they stick with him, which I'm sure they will because of how well he's been playing. I think it is. I think absolutely it can carry over. Because if your quarterback has confidence, it's going to show up with the rest of the team, especially if they're a good leader on the field.
Secondary question.
Yes.
Is Shuck the Saints franchise quarterback?
He's certainly playing like it. Absolutely.
You give him another shot next year?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason with how well he's been playing the final stretch to not believe that he can at least...
Do you put all your chips in on it, or do you, draft a third-round quarterback to sit behind, maybe plan for the next couple of years to put in a franchise quarterback, or do you go all in on Shuck for the Saints right now?
I mean, listen, I'm not a GM, of course. I haven't been around
what would
football
you do?
as long
That's why I'm asking.
Guys. However, yeah, I mean, if people are willing to sign me based on my thoughts, then absolutely, I'm ready to jump in at a moment's notice here. But for me right now, with my high intelligence on football matters, I would say that you draft other key players right now. I like you can draft another quarterback that maybe you've been scouting that's looked pretty good.
How long's Kamara going to be lasting? You know what I mean?
How long's what?
Kamara. How many years does he have
true.
left?
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a bunch of other key players. I mean, a quarterback isn't going to fix all their problems anyways. So I think, of course, get some other key players that you desperately need. Chris Olave has been playing fantastic, even though, he's been on the losing end of the stick for, a couple years now. So yeah, I mean, get a couple players to build around that offense, keep building it up, see what you guys got, and then if it's really not all turning out right, then maybe that's when you have to make a couple trades in the draft, a couple years in the future, and maybe go up and draft your quarterback guy if you really think Shuck isn't gonna be the guy anymore.
I like that. Which brings me to my pick. I forgot to do my
Yeah.
for my first whoopsie daisy of the week, even though it has no matter and it's not even hype at all because these are no playoff contention teams. Give me the Saints money line for the whoopsie daisy.
Wow. Okay. Even though the Falcons just beat the Rams, who were
Absolutely.
a couple weeks ago. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Um, that's very interesting of you to say that. Because no, I'm just kidding. I think the Falcons are going to win. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to feed Bijan Robinson so much because he is only, I believe the number was 256 scrimmage yards away for beating the record for most scrimmage yards in a singular season, and I think
Oh
that
my.
stat is incredibly insane. So I think they're going to try to feed it to him as best they can, and he is an absolute fantastic football player. Uh, Watching him play is actually incredible, and enough glazing. Actually, I'm sorry. That was kind of. Anyways, I'm going to stick with the Falcons though. I think I don't know. I just think they have not more consistency, but I think they have a little bit more spunk to them. I don't even know what that means. Don't. Yeah, I don't know. Minus 3.5 for the Falcons, please. Thanks.
All right, let's go on to the next game. We're going to, which happens to be another divisional game, the Jets versus the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Um, yeah, for my second whoopsie daisy of the week. Now let me explain. Let me explain here. The Jets are an absolute shambles. We know they're a horrible franchise. They're pretty much playing for a draft pick here. But what I think the Bills are realizing right now, since they've already clinched the division or the playoffs, they don't care what seeding they're going to get. They don't care who their opponent's going to be. They're resting their starters in Week 18. They're not playing Josh Allen. They're not playing Cook. They're not playing their starting receivers. This is going to be a secondary team, which could actually be a close game against the Jets. But I think the Jets end up winning because they're playing the backups. I'm going to highly believe they don't play any of the starters this game because they don't care about their seeding. They know they can't win the division. They don't get their home game anymore. Otherwise, they would absolutely smoke the Jets. But for that reason, what I'm assuming and projecting is they're not going to be playing the starters. Is I'm going to take the Jets to win this game.
Yeah. So right now, I think the -7 is. I don't know if that's the Vegas odds, knowing that Bills. I mean, I believe this is probably subject to change closer to game time, when more information comes out about what their plan is. But I 100% agree. I think what they'll probably do is do like maybe a first drive thing because Josh Allen has a really good streak right now of consecutive games started. So I think they'll probably do a little first drive thing or like a couple snaps for him, and then they'll probably bring out the second string players, um, especially because it'll be like a little bye week for them,
Yep.
and really focusing in. And so, I mean, the Jets obviously will be playing their starters just because why not? They have nothing to play for besides for funsies, and
I
I
mean,
think Brees Hall is just gonna have a good game. I don't really think it matters I mean, I don't know. I think it will kind of be close though still. So I do like the Jets spread. For +7, I'm not willing to go full on Jets is definitely going to win this because they suck so incredibly bad
I
that
was
I
gonna say
actually don't know.
it may
I
even
don't
be
know.
that the secondary, the Bills backups may
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
beat the
like
Jets still. So
I honestly think that our second string defenders, with Sean McDermott coming up with some cleverness, maybe, and I don't know. I mean, it could literally be like a 6-3 game at the end of the day, and it might be the worst thing I've ever watched, which is why I was very confused when they put this at a 425 slot. But it is what it is. I'm not expecting a win for the Bills here. I think they're just going to settle for the 7 seed because I don't think moving up or down 1 seed is really going to do too much. Especially with some moving parts going on around there, so you don't entirely know who we're going to be playing. But with a 7 seed, it's almost guaranteed we're probably going to be playing the Patriots at the 1 seed, unless they lose to the Dolphins, which whatever. I don't know. We'll get to that though, of course. So yeah, I'm not expecting a Bills win here, so I'm rocking with the Jets spread.
alrighty, let's move on. We're going to the other side of the division, the Dolphins versus the Patriots. Can the Patriots still get the number 1 seed, which is why I think it's set so high at -10.5? Do they play the starters? Is my question for the entire game. I mean, the Broncos still have the Chargers, which are both clinch teams. I mean, all these next few teams are already clinched seeding. Can it even move? Can it even shift? I think even if the Broncos lose, I think they're still the one. We might have to do some boop to boop up on that a little later, but I think what's going to happen in this is it might be a first half type situation where they're doing the starters, and once the Broncos start winning, running away in their game, everyone looks at it. I'm going to take the Dolphins +10.5 here. I think the Patriots still win the game. They'll probably have their starters for a high majority of the game. It's always tough to tell. It's always a tough decision in the week 18. Are the seedings already locked? Can you move? Can you shift? Is there already locked, set in stone? We already know the 3 games: Panthers, Bucks, Steelers, Ravens. The number 1 seed, Seahawks, 49ers are all in contention. But these games, I think they're already pretty much set in stone. I think this is a second half bench kind of situation. Give me the Dolphins +10.5.
Yeah, I mean it's. I agree with what you said. You never really know. Especially, I mean, if the Jaguars win and the Patriots lose, I believe the Jaguars would go up to the 2nd seed. No.
Oh, that is a good point, actually.
So I think they do have to win this game. I think. I don't know. I mean, they're
both the same record. You know
yeah,
what? I think they're going to play out.
They would be the same record, but they have a better conference.
I forgot about the Jags completely.
Yeah, yeah. That's yeah. I mean, the Jaguars have incredible record. I think.
You know what?
They have.
Let me switch my
the
pick here.
Patriots have to win.
Yeah, give me the Patriots at -10.5. Yeah. I think you're right. I think they're gonna be playing for seeding here, knowing that the Jags are sneaking up. Actually, does that even matter? Does a 2 and a 3? Yeah, I'm gonna stick. I'm switching. I'm doing Patriots -10.5.
Yep. I mean, I agree. If in fact that is true and what I'm saying is true, which don't 100% quote me because there's a reason why I haven't been here all year.
I think the Jags can still get the 1 seed. I think if the Patriots and Broncos lose,
if both of them lose, I think so. I think you're right because they have a better conference record, which I think is the second, or is it strength of schedule? I don't know. I'm literally so at this time of year, I literally just people will tell me what the
everyone's made it. Yeah, it's seeding. I guess.
So I'm like,
that goes back to our question in the beginning. Does seeding
great.
matter? Does home seed matter? I mean, does this all? If you're going to make the playoffs, is home or away going to matter for you?
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. If in fact the Patriots have to have their starters, I think they're definitely going to win this game. Um, I think, even with everything happening with the Diggs family, I think they're still going to win this game by a landslide. Um, and yeah, just yeah, I mean, I'll take the minus 10.5 as well. Uh,
Is Diggs
given
playing
the
in this
fact that
game?
all the starters, I I imagine so because it's they usually play until like a trial or any charges happen, unless the team comes out and suspends them for whatever.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So there's a lot of what ifs about this game. However, I'm just gonna make this minus 10.5 on the basis that everyone is here and healthy and playing and yada yada.
I agree. All right, let's move on. We're going to the Chargers and the Broncos. This could also be kind of a seeding game. I think if the Broncos win, they solidify number 1 seed, I believe, which I think they're going to go for.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Oh,
they're
for
pretty
sure.
much going to go for. Which, on the other hand, I believe the Chargers are win or lose locked into their seeding, which I think this is why it's set at minus 12.5. Which also, this could be a thing once the Broncos realize they're going to win the game against the backup against the Chargers because they want to rest before they go in the playoffs as the starters. Is this garbage point time? Do they keep it within 12? Do they blow them out in the first half and they can't score anything because the Broncos defense is too good? I mean, week 18 is a throw up. I stay away from pretty much betting at all on week 18 because of all these what if situations. But yeah, I think it's going to be pretty much like a first half starters versus backup blowout kind of situation where the Chargers are locked in. The Broncos still want to play for the 1 seed. Do they score enough points to keep it within 12.5? I think so. So I'm going to take the Broncos at home minus 12.5. But yeah, we'll see. Who knows? I'm just going to throw it out there, say they do. I think they put on a lot of points. To his credit, Bo Nix has, even though I say he is not the greatest QB, I look at him, I still don't trust him as a QB. He has been in the back half of the season, been looking like he can deal the offense and control the offense and score some points with their dominant defense as well. I think this is a scary team to play against going into the postseason, especially claiming the bye seed or the bye week and 1 seed. Yeah, give me a minus 12.5.
So you don't think the Chargers are starting their starters?
I don't think so. I think they're going to rest. I think they're pretty much. I believe they're locked in no matter win or lose. I think they're set in their
Well,
seating right now.
no, because if the Bills win, then they would take the 6th seed. So Bills and Chargers, I think, are like
Can be
interchangeable right now
interchangeable.
between
Yeah.
6 and 7. So
What?
I don't.
Wait, you said what? Between
But that
what?
between the Bills and Chargers, I think it's interchangeable.
Between which
Like
seeds?
if 6 and 7.
Oh.
Oh my!
Oh.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
my!
Okay.
You've got to be kidding me. I didn't come on this podcast to be hit with a 6-7. Oh my lord. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I think these odds too are obviously, and of course, given the fact that Vegas also thinks the Chargers are going to be setting their starters. So I don't know if this is going to be like a thing between the Bills and the Chargers where they're like both like, yeah, screw it, let's just both sit our starters. I don't really care about the 6 or the. See, I was right there. I almost did it again.
It happens. I notice it so many times. Just normal conversations.
Oh yeah.
Just happens all
Oh
the
yeah.
time now. It's like, dude,
It's incredible how much I say
it's so
6 and 7
stupid.
in succession.
So
Yeah.
stupid. I hate it.
Yeah. I notice it all the time now too, and it makes me so upset every time. But anyways, I think Vegas also believes Chargers will be setting their starters, and granted or given that information, I also think the Broncos are just gonna kind of walk away with this game. Um, so yeah, I'll take the minus 12.5 as well for the Broncos.
Beautiful. Let's move on. We're going um, to Philadelphia, and the Commanders are visiting. Same thing. Are these kind of locked in seating? It's a -7 at home for the Eagles. With the injury ridden Commanders, man, what an upsetting season they had. That's. I had high hopes for them again going in. Dan Quinn, obviously coming from a defensive coordinator, Cowboys best DQ we've ever or DC we've ever had. Phenomenal last year NFC Conference Championship to this year injury full team. Very upsetting. I think the Eagles still win by -7 here. Starters are not. I don't think the Commanders have the oomph. It's pretty much going to be backup versus backup, no matter what. Even if the starters don't start for the Eagles here. I mean, the Commanders are already on their second string, regardless.
Third string, actually. I'm pretty sure they benched Mariota, who was their second string. So I guess I don't really know what to classify him as, but he is they're going to be playing their third quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, so that being said, I'm just going to take the Eagles -7. Yeah, I think they win. That's pretty much it. It doesn't have any playoff implications at all. So
right. Yeah, I mean, I'll just agree. I'll make it quick here. I mean, this is going to be another one of those kind of whatever games. I don't know about the whole touchdown thing, so I mean, for that reason, I think I'm gonna go with the +7. I don't know if it'll be more than a touchdown. I think if it was 6.5, I'd go for it, but I'll just go with the +7 for the Commanders and hope and pray that it's a low-scoring, close game.
Beautiful. Let's move on. We're going to the Lions visiting the Chicago Bears. Now, every game I look at, I'm just like, are the starters starting for this?
Yep.
I think the Bears, do they still have a 1 seed? I don't think they do. I think it's between the... I think they're playing for a 2 seed here. Either way, this might be like a second halfer kind of thing. I think I'm going to just take the Lions +3 here at home. I think the Bears are going to be like getting prepared, ready to go for the postseason. They already have solidified the division. They've won the division at this point. So moving up to, are they playing for 2? Or are they playing for 1? Or are they playing for? I think it's a 2 or 3 seed here. I'm not sure. It has to be a 2 actually, because the Seahawks and 49ers, only one of them can. Yeah, I think it's a 2 seed no matter what.
According to this, it is a flip-flop between 2 and 3 seed with the Eagles. So it's another one of those things where, if one wins and the other...
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So I don't know if, once again, I don't know if they're going to be like, who cares? It's just one. Yeah, right. I mean, it's going to be a majority home game regardless. So it depends on how crazy they want to go and if they want to risk their starters, I guess. But, of course, we'll get more info come closer to game time, and then
right, it's pretty much down the line. Yeah. Do we think we're going to be playing in Philadelphia? Are we going to match up against 2-3? Right. It's
2, 3, 6, 7.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Lions +3, just kind of banking maybe on the fact that maybe they start or maybe only play starters for first half kind of thing situation here, but. Yeah, they've already won the division. They've already solidified their first playoff home game. So, yeah, it's always a division game. They're going to keep it close. Lions, Dan Campbell, he's going to play to win. So, I think they're going to keep it close. Give me Lions +3.
I would agree. I like the thought process here. However, I actually think... for some reason that the Bears are just going to come out guns blazing because of some potential bad blood with Ben Johnson and the Lions. So they might just bring out their starters again. I don't know though, because obviously playoffs matter more than some petty squabbles. But I remember seeing the clip after their first matchup, and they just kind of like after the game, kind of walked by, gave each other like a tiny little handshake, didn't even look at each other, and moved on. And it was kind of like this. Oh wow, something happened there. So I don't know. I mean, I think the Bears might kind of still bring it. I think Ben Johnson will still have something up his sleeve. So actually, give me the -3 for the Bears.
I like it. All right, we're going on to the next game. We're going to Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders. As you know, both of these teams are out of playoff contention. So pretty much it's a no game, no show. Actually, the Raiders are still playing for the number 1 draft pick. They lose this game, they solidify it because the Giants just beat them in the number 1 draft pick bowl game of the year, which I still think they should replace for the skills games or the Pro Bowl or whatever they do now. The worst 2 teams should absolutely play for. That would be so awesome if they play for the number 1 draft pick. Whoever wins gets a pick. But yeah, this game, division game, pretty much means absolutely nothing. Chiefs favor -5.5 at the Raiders. And Caleb, would you hand over the mic for the first time ever in Fastcast history? We have a celebrity pick from Mr. Gio himself. Gio, what do you think of the Chiefs versus Raiders? Who do you got? Chiefs -5.5 favored at Raiders. Who do you got for the game?
What?
Is he there?
He's not anymore. No.
Oh my God! He said
he
he
actually
was there.
just left.
Oh, he just
no.
okay.
He left. So.
All right. Well,
wait. Gio, come on!
He's here. He's here for the pick. He's here for the pick. Let's go. Gio.
We got the Kansas City Chiefs Las Vegas Raiders. No stakes. No playoff implications. Chiefs favored -5.5 away in Las Vegas. Gio, take it away, buddy. What do you think about this game?
This Kansas City Chiefs team is absolute doo-doo. Without Patrick Mahomes bailing them out, without the refs there helping him, this team is absolutely nothing. They are going to lose to this, what is this team? The Raiders team by many, many points without the help of the refs helping out our boy, Kermit the Frog.
Does that mean, for the first time ever, are you taking your first whoopsie daisy ever?
You better believe it, and let me tell you something. I've been watching this podcast every single episode. Chris and Nick have not been delivering on the theatrics. So, for my first whoopsie daisy of the season, and my final whoopsie daisy of the season. Oh my god, the refs aren't going to be there. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift aren't even going to do anything for this game either, because without Patty Mahomes there, without Kermit the Frog there, and his pet zebras, oh my gosh, my first whoopsie daisy and final whoopsie daisy of the season, I am taking the Raiders plus 5.5. Thank you, everybody. I hate the Chiefs.
That was the most amazing whoopsie daisy I've ever heard in my life.
That was pretty good.
That's gonna go down in Fastcast history. We should clip that. Oh my god, that was amazing.
Wow.
Caleb, what do you think?
Thank you, Gio. That was awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty speechless. I don't think I could follow that at all. I think that I don't know. I'm just speechless. But yeah, I mean, no implications. We're playing like whatever. Max Crosby, they took him out. They canceled him. Same with Brock Bowers. They're just taking out all their players for whatever reason. I know Max Crosby was not very happy about that.
He was
And
not
so,
very happy.
with that being said, I think the Kansas City Swifties might win this game, but also at the same time, I don't really care. And I don't want to defend or offend Gio at all either, because I mean that was just spectacular performance. So I guess I'm gonna go with the Raiders plus 5.5 as well. Even though that's not a true whoopsie daisy, he should have taken the money line, but he was very strongly opinionated about the fact that the Raiders were going to win this game. So I'll agree. I'll go the plus 5.5 for the Raiders.
I love it. All right, let's go. We got 2 games left. We're going to the Arizona Cardinals visiting the LA Rams. Now, LA Rams, after a what the heck defeat against the Falcons, do they pick it up here? This is also one of those games where, like, does seeding really apply to them here? They've already lost a division. Are they locked into their seeding? Win or lose, does it matter? Do they go up or down depending on the different games?
Rams do not. They don't care.
So they don't care. Yeah, they're going to be benching their starters for sure, which is exactly why I'm going to take the Cardinals plus 7.5. Probably even win. This could be my third whoopsie daisy. But to edge it, give me plus 7.5 at this current moment. Yeah, I think this game really doesn't matter to them. They're going to be gearing up, ready to go for a Super Bowl push. By the way, I did predict them before the games even started into the preseason that the Rams would be the Super Bowl champions this year. And here we are. We're in contention. I'm the only one left, unless obviously the Ravens win, because I think Nick and Chris both had them going to the Super Bowl, which obviously can't be the case if they lose. So, yeah, give me a plus 7.5. That's a lot of points, especially if they're going to be starting their secondary this game. So, Cardinals might actually, they're on a 12-game losing streak. Actually, did you know 12 out of their last 13 games they lost? Did you know who they won against in their past 13 games?
Who's that?
Take a wild guess.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Wow, that's crazy guess, because yes, you're correct.
I know.
Absolutely incredible. But yeah, give me the Cardinals plus 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, short and sweet. I agree, especially if the Rams sit their starters, which I presume that they will, because I don't believe that there's any implications for them. I actually think they're completely locked in their seed right now. So, yep, I agree. Plus 7.5 for the Cardinals.
All right, let's move on to the final game of the final regular season of the 2025-2026 season. Guys, we're here. We've made it. Only a few weeks left of the podcast. Only a month left of NFL football this year. Absolutely crazy how fast it's already been gone. And we're right into the postseason now at this point. But win it, take the playoffs, lose it, you go to Cancun. In Pittsburgh, the Ravens and Steelers. Can we talk about the script a little bit? Or can we talk about how rigged it? No. It seems to happen every year where we have this one game, make it you're in. One game, you get the 1 seed, win or lose. But here we are, primetime game, last game, 8:20, January 4th of the NFL regular season, prime time. Who's going to the playoffs? The Ravens are favored minus 3.5 in Pittsburgh. For me, this game actually could go either. I mean, who's playing? Is it Lamar, Tyler Huntley? They just dropped 41 points against the Packers, which their defense is still there. Outside of Micah Parsons, they should have still been containing the Baltimore Ravens, who have been extremely inconsistent this whole entire year. Tyler Huntley, Lamar Jackson hasn't been playing. You think the MVP, 2-time, 3-time MVP of the league would be leading this team? Guess what? He's not. He's been having an absolutely extreme down year. Pittsburgh Steelers, I could say the same thing. They have the highest paid defense in the entire league, but they've been extremely inconsistent. You'd think they'd be top tier. but you can't really expect them to hold. Aaron Rodgers, same thing. Their offense is absolutely elite one week and absolutely down the next week. They just lost to Shador and the Browns. They're at home this week. Who's going to take it home to make it into the playoffs? Mike Tomlin has already secured his positive winning season, as always, as you know. Do they make it?
You're asking me, huh?
No. We're having a moment of silence. Moment of silence.
Okay.
The Baltimore Ravens are going to win this game -3.5. Give me the Ravens. I think somehow they get it done against all odds. And the Steeler fans are going to go home absolutely devastated. They've already beat the Ravens. This is a division game. Somehow these things tend to happen to be split, 1-1. I think it's hard to beat a team twice in a row. And I think the Ravens get it done. I'm going to take a -3.5.
The Steelers confuse me. I think out of all the teams in the league, they are like the most inconsistent, and it hurts my very being to watch that offense sometimes, because sometimes they'll have incredible games and Jalen Warren and will go for like 900 yards and they'll look incredible, and Aaron Rodgers looks like prime Aaron Rodgers. And then they'll have games like last week against the Browns where their offense was non-existent, and I don't know, it confuses me so badly. And the Ravens, Derrick Henry specifically, has actually looked not bad. So for that reason, I'm going to agree with the fact that the Ravens are going to win this football game. And they are going to take the division and make it to the playoffs and send the Steelers to Cancun.
What a perfect primetime game to end the NFL season this year, heading into the postseason next week. But that brings us to everyone's favorite time of the week.
Yippee! It's time for It's Okay, It's Not Okay.
And today, It's Okay, It's Not Okay. You're at the playoff postseason game. Imagine it. Scenario. You're in there. You've had a couple drinks. You're ready to leave. The game is ending. Is it okay or not okay? This is going to be a test on the kind of person you are.
That's scary.
To leave your drink or cup in the cup holder after a highly ticketed pay to get into the stadium in your seat. You leave your drink in the cup holder. I mean, they got to clean up the stadium anyway. I don't know where the trash can is. I'm just going to leave it here and leave the stadium. Is it okay or not okay to leave your soda in the cup holder as you leave the game? Caleb, take it away.
I really hate the fact that you said this will be a good test of character, because now the pressure is truly on top of me. I feel the weight of it, and I'm scared to give an answer, especially because my answer might show that I am just a horrible human being. I personally think, you know what? I mean, you know what? I'll say this, all right? You go to a restaurant, and you eat your food. There's a trash can. Are you gonna leave all your food,
a good point,
all your cups on the table? And also, you will say, "Well, yeah, that's customary. You typically do that. There's someone that goes and takes care of it and cleans the table." So, why is that different? For me, I don't think it is. I think that people are paid to go and clean it. I think you spent $400 trillion on nosebleeds watching your favorite team lose to one of the worst possible teams in the league. And, honestly, at the end of a long day and like 12 beers, I think it's perfectly fine to leave a cup in the cup holder because there's people that were paid maybe even more money than I'll ever see in my life to come and clean it. And, that's their job. And you know what? Let's make them work for a living. How about that? So I think it's okay.
You think it's okay to leave your trash in the cup holder?
Yep.
All right. Well, as always, we have to have some kind of or some kind of debate back and forth here. I'm going to say it's not okay. I mean, you're leaving all of that work for just think of it as your house. Think of it as a guest. Some guest comes. Some guest, you invite someone into your stadium. Maybe you have a house party, $5 entrance fee. You come in and everyone leaves all their beer bottles, cans, all over your house. And the next day you have to wake up and you're like, dude, look at all this stuff it's your house. Yeah, you're expected to clean it up. But come on, have a little respect for your favorite team that you bought tickets to go for. You're leaving it just you're on your way out anyway. How much of an effort is it you to just kind of take it with you as you go to toss it in the trash can on your way out? I think it's not okay. I think you have to take it with you and don't leave it up. Take your own responsibility with you. Don't leave it to anyone to clean up after you. Yes, you did pay huge amounts of money to come to this game. Same thing. I get your restaurant thing. Yeah, it's an expected thing. People clean up after you. An expected fee. But it's an easy thing, an easy task. Almost like returning your cart back to the cart return. You don't have to do it, but respect for the stadium kind of thing.
You know what? It's good for you for taking the moral high ground. However,
we had to disagree at some point.
I'm leaving my cup.
I can see either argument here, which brings
Absolutely.
us to whatever you think. Do you leave it? Do you not? Let us know in the comments. As always, every single Thursday at 8 a.m., we're going to be here at the Fastcast. We've only have a few weeks. We're going to be, it might be me going forward. We might have brother Caleb coming in.
I can probably help you out. Don't worry, buddy.
For the next couple weeks, we're going to go up to the Super Bowl the week before the Super Bowl. So we only got maybe 3 weeks left of the podcast. We'll be back for season 3. I know I will be. We'll get a roster change or whatever happens next year. We'll decide all that in the last. You guys will be updated in the last episode of the podcast this year. But going for this week, we'll see you all on Thursday, 8 a.m. And any closing remarks from the Bills fan as the Cowboys are eliminated and the Bills are going to the postseason. Any high hopes for the Super Bowl?
My final thoughts, my final words are the Bills suck. The Bills are terrible. I have no hopes. I have no dreams. But the Bills are going to win it all, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, you sound like a Cowboys win. Okay. All right. We'll see y'all next week, 8 a.m. We'll be there.
All right.
Fast guys. See ya.
See you guys.
Be safe around trains. A message from Metro.